Okay, we are going to officially start really getting into the meat of the project here. Wife finally cleared out her crap. So I guess I'm going to start with the big stuff. I'll take the doors, the medicine cabinet, the mirror. I'll wait until I get some more stuff out to get that rack out. That was a pain in the butt. I'm going to turn off the water valves for the toilet and the sink. Hopefully they work. If not, I'm going to be obviously shutting off the main and then putting on new valves. I'm going to do that anyway. Shower I have to wait until I break through the wall. I'm hoping there's a valve underneath there, but it's probably not, so I'll probably have to break through that, shut off the water at the main, and then they've got like caps you can put over lines that kind of bite into it. I've used those before outside when I had a main water line break. And then we'll just start taking stuff out. Got to take out these shower doors. Just want to get through the really big stuff first. I wanted to get this vanity top out, which isn't even secured. Faucet out, sink out, top, vanity, which I can probably just carry out with the wife. And then the toilet. And I'm just going to break out that shelf, which should be just a few 2x4s with tile on either side and a marble strip on top, which I'm going to replace, so that's going too. And I don't think I need to do any more cement work. There's probably terrazzo underneath this tile, which is original from the house, so I can leave that. I'm taking out anything the previous owner did. But the terrazzo, which you can see in the closet, is original. That was throughout the entire house. That's what we put the hardwood over. So that is fine to leave. That is not going anywhere. And it's hard as a rock, so I wouldn't want to scrape that off anyway. But all these shelves have to come out. I am debating on, I think I can leave the drywall in the closet. Because it's fine. It's original. Still got that, like, rough, toothy texture to it. That's not this out here. So this is original. Anything original, I have no problem keeping because it's good. But we're going to get rid of all the extra crap. So that's about it. Electrical, I'm going to leave. The ceiling, I'm going to leave for very last, just because it'll be, I'm assuming, open to the attic. And as soon as I do that, I'm going to have to like tape off this tarp and tape off this opening because the door won't be here. And it's not going to get redone overnight, that's for sure. So I can't just leave this open to the attic in the middle of the house. So I'll take this out last, probably tomorrow. And I want to verify that it needs to be redone. I mean, at least I need to patch these holes for the lights, but I may be able to just leave this. This may be original because the texture is kind of different on this top too, in the walls. So I don't know, maybe this isn't something he did after all. I'll see, because the ceiling is in good shape and it feels thicker. It feels different. I don't know. Gotta see it. I gotta take these walls out to the corners and see what's up. Anyway, that's the plan. So let's get going. I gotta drag out that tarp from the garage, or the bagster. Okay, well, slight problem. I cannot find the bag with all my stuff in it that I just bought, and I have no idea where it went. Asked the wife, she said she never saw anything. I gotta go back and watch the video now to see if I had it in the car. Obviously, I have the bagster, and I remember both of those being in the trunk. I don't recall what I did with the bag as soon as I got home, because I didn't do anything with it yet, but it's got the hammer and the gloves and the goggles and the mask. And, you know, it's like $50 there. I searched the house. It's only so big. I don't see anything in the garage. I'm really kind of at a loss here. I mean, unless somebody dashed in the garage when I got home and stole it out of here. I have no idea what happened to it. So I got to keep looking. I want to look on the video to see if I had it in the car, and obviously I searched the car. There's nothing in there. This is kind of pissing me off. You know, it's a good thing I do these videos, because I have a terrible memory, and I look back and I put the stuff in the buckets. Aha! Now we can get started. Okay, I'm about an hour in. I'm going to take a break here, get some lunch. I've got the shelves out, shelf supports, and those are just nailed in. Vanity mirror and assemblies out. I've got the drawers and doors off the vanity. I've got to look up procedures for how to do the sink exactly. I think it's just turn it off, disconnect, and pull out. Just want to make sure. And then I'll do the toilet. I got the shower doors and the wall out, which was a pain in the ass. The door came right out, but the cross members, you've got two beams that go top and bottom, and then one up the center. And then the wall just, it's stationary, and it was screwed and caulked together, and all the screws were just completely seized. So I had to break the entire assembly loose, push it in as far as I could, tilt it, pry the heck out of the top one to get that out, and then I could tilt the whole thing and take it out on its side through the doors. And then I actually broke the wall trying to fit it in the bag and bend the bottom cross member, but it's just plastic, no big deal, clean up. And let's see, so I gotta look up the sink, and I'll take that out, take out the cabinet here, and yeah, I think I'm going to break that up just to save space in that bag. So it's not as big as I thought it would be. It's only 16 by, I think, 16 by 4 or 16 by 5, something like that. It's not that big, and it's not that tall. It's only about 4 feet tall, 3.5, something like that. So I got to keep the stuff compact. Not a big deal. I mean, this is just cheap, basically particle board. So that'll just break apart, and then I'll just lay in all the sheetrock. All of that's in the shower is going to come out in little itty bitty pieces, so no worries there. So really all I've got is like 1, 2, 3 sheets worth of drywall, and it's not going to come out in one big sheet, I'm sure. Maybe 1.5 of that wall, and then lots of little pieces. And then the ground tile, which should come up, I'm guessing, pretty easily, because like I said before, we had very similar tile throughout the front foyer and part of the living room, and we had that tore up to put down hardwood. It was a combination of this and different ugly carpets when we moved in, so we ripped everything out, redid the rest of the house, and this came up real easy. The glue just wasn't holding, so he might have done that himself too. I'm not worried about that. And then that should be it. So I might be done today, if not definitely by tomorrow, but I don't think that's probably going to be a pain in the butt to take out. It's probably got a lot of hammering left. I'm thinking that shower is going to come apart real easy just because it's all, rotted. I don't think that's going to be a big deal whatsoever. So I'm going to get some lunch here and cool off. Okay, I'm just about ready to lift the sink out here. First, I took off the backsplashes, just pried them off real quick. They were just siliconed around, weren't nailed or anything. You can see that there's another color underneath, and I really have no idea the time frame of this bathroom. I don't know if the walls, I think he put up the walls. And I only say that because in some of the areas it looks kind of shoddy, especially down here under the sink. Where the drain comes out, it's all pushed out, and the holes for the inlets aren't exact, so it kind of looks homemade, poorly. So I don't know, maybe this weird 70s blue. I'm looking at the phone, that's pretty accurate. I mean, it's a funky, like, aqua green blue kind of thing. That might have been original. Can't really tell. This board's really tough. So this wall at least might have been original. You can see it here. It's real thick. It's like a plaster. And this is the same stuff that's in the closet. It's not the same stuff that's on these walls though. This is like typical paperboard. So anyway, the sink, I'm sure if you're doing one, it's going to be different. You know, it depends on the age of everything and the configuration, what you need to do. But I've got a pretty modern setup here. Recent hardware, at least from Ace. The nuts were all loose. The valves worked fine, so I got them shut off. And then I just unscrewed the feed lines. And I loosened this big plastic nut here, and the sink is actually loose. That dark part is the bottom of the sink. And because I'm just, gutting it, I'm taking out this whole vanity, and this top isn't actually secured at all. The only thing holding it on was the silicone around the top edge here. I'm just going to lift this whole assembly out rather than taking the sink out first. There's really no reason to. And then I'm suspecting that this vanity is probably screwed in at some point. Might just be sitting there. We'll see. So there we've got the top and the sink gone. Now plumbers, tell me if this is normal. It looks like what he did was just stuck in a smaller diameter pipe into the wall and glued it in place. I don't know, is that how you do it? I won't have to do anything like that, luckily, with the new vanity, because it's only 24 inches wide, so I can center it right here where it needs to be. And I'm actually going to end up with just about a foot of space from about here to the wall, which would be really nice, because then I can put a trash can down there. There was no room here for a trash can before. It didn't fit between the toilet or the shower. So we ended up having to use a little paper shredder one just because it was smaller. It really sucked. So now we'll have a space for a trash can and maybe a towel rack right here on the wall. So we can reclaim some space here instead of having a big, well, a bigger counter that really wasn't that much more useful. I mean, just stored a few more bottles, just garbage collection basically. Alright, so now I'm going to get this out, and it looks like, I don't know, how is this attached? Oh, these gloves, by the way, awesome, love them. They could be just a tad bit bigger, but I'm not complaining because they work really well. Great padding. They pick up everything except wet stuff, which isn't that big of a deal. But they grip the hammer really well, which is also awesome. Very comfortable. Very nice. And these things, man, yeah, great to work with. I mean, I can feel through them. They're thin enough for they're tactile. They even work the iPhone. I was surprised. But, alright, so now I gotta take this off. Let's see, this is wood. This is not, is it? Or is it the drywall? It looks even. I can't tell. No, that's not wood. That's got to be the cheaper drywall. How does this come off? Oh, he nailed it in. He didn't screw it in. These are nail. I couldn't see if these were stains or what. Those are rusted nail heads. Alright, so I'm just going to pry it off the wall. Looks like... No, that's got to be back because it's curved out here. See, I don't know if you can tell on the phone, but there's a gap in this corner. And this is a wood board. It's like it goes into the wall down on this end because it's either flush or just like a veneer. Super thin. Alright, anyway, I'm going to get this off. Take a look-see. And there we go with most of it out. This was on the wall facing side of the vanity wall here. So that, at least, the vanity, was original. We're down to original plaster, and then you can see a layer of that bluish paint, and then a layer of the greenish paint. And that was just like a paper board on the back, and I just ripped it to get it around the pipes. I figure I'm going to take off the original plaster because it's not straight by any means. It's pretty crappy. and I'll put up new water. So I'll just have to make a mess getting all of that out. See, this is just like a cardboard basically. That was the back of the vanity. This is the original plaster. It's in pretty good shape. I mean, it's not wet. It's very thick and hard. That's what she said. So, alright, I'm going to keep going, get this base out. I think it's kind of grouted to the floor. It doesn't want to move yet, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Take out some more trash here, and then I'm going to get rid of this rack, and we'll take out the toilet. Okay, I got the bottom out. Now the toilet here, it's pretty easy for me because I've had to do maintenance over the years, and I replaced the internals with a ballless valve here for the float, and I replaced the original shutoff valve with a new quarter turn, so that's all, you know, works just fine. So I'm going to disconnect the feed down there at the bottom, and you want to take the toilet off in two parts. Tank first, obviously take the lid out. And I had a brick here. It was the poor man's low gallon per flush deal. You just stick a brick in there to take up some of the water space. You know, takes it down to about a quarter gallon or so, save a little bit of water, and works just fine. And besides, this was the wife's toilet, so it didn't need to be heavy duty. Anyway, I flushed it. I'm just going to get out the last, the remaining water in here, sponge it into the bucket. Got a couple nuts up underneath. Right there. And then this will lift off and out. And then for the bowl part, yuck, I guess I'll have to sponge that out too. Quite a bit left in there. And then we've got just a couple nuts down there to take off and lift it off the ground. What I'm going to do is put it into a big 55-gallon trash bag here. So that way I can carry it out without getting any of the wax ring or water or anything as I carry it through the house. And it's not that heavy once you take the back off and you're just carrying the bowl part. I've got the back off here. You can see all kinds of weirdness behind. I don't know what is going on. It's like they remodeled or repainted at least a couple times, but never bothered to take the toilet off. It's all the way down to raw plaster. And then this looks like tile grout. I wonder if this bathroom was like the other one and had tile halfway up around the whole bathroom at one time. I'm not sure. Looks like it's pretty thick. There's a sheet seam here and here. Maybe that's just a crack. It's really hard though. It's like a cement. That's going to be real fun taking out. This is going to just be a bang and sweep up job, I think. But anyway, this is ready to come out. Everything was fairly recent because, like I said, I had done work on the parts before. So everything came out fine. It's ready to actually lift off. But I didn't know how I was going to plug the hole, because I don't want any sewer gas coming through and I don't want anything getting down into the drain pipe. So I looked up at Home Depot and they have a special plug. It's only a couple of bucks, and it's basically a rubber cap. It'll go over the flange. So I'm going to run over there real quick and grab one. And I might grab two, because that shower one there looks kind of sketchy. I just got a whole bunch of paper towel wadded down in there. But, you know, it's not gas tight. And it's going to be a little while before this is complete, so might as well. Anyway, what else was I going to say? Toilet. I think I'm going to, just like the faucet, upgrade a bit. I read a lot of the reviews about the $98, what was the brand? It was the same brand as the vanity I got. Glade something, I don't know, it's like their house brand. I mean, it looks decent, normal looking features, but the big thing, you can't get parts for them. And everybody is going to have problems eventually with their faucets and sinks. You know, internal parts wear out and break, nuts, washers, seals, that's just normal stuff. I've had to fix sinks, I've had to fix my kitchen faucet, I've had to fix both toilets. You know, every few years you got to do that. And it's no big deal. But no stores carry the parts for the cheap toilet. So that's a problem. You have to mail order everything. So when you have a leak or you need to fix something in a hurry. You can't just run down to the store or the plumbing supply place and get a part. That's no good. Also, the seat that comes with it got horrible, horrible reviews, and everybody says you have to spend 10, 15 bucks on a different seat. The wax seal that comes with it, I guess, is absolutely useless, and they say to buy the plumber grade wax seal with it. So, bottom line is you buy the $98 toilet plus all the parts that you have to upgrade immediately just to use the thing. You're up to 120, 130 bucks. And then you still can't get parts for it when you need it. So you know what? I'm just going to get the $160 toilet for, the same features basically, but comes with all the good stuff out of the box, ready to go, and you can get parts. So that's what I'm going to do there. Still not a huge deal. I'm still not getting the $300-400, wash your butt digital watch TV toilets. Those are kind of crazy. Well, they had these, which were even cheaper, and these are just plastic caps that'll go in. I'm not sure which size pipe I have, so I grabbed both. They're only 23 cents. So who cares? One of them will fit. Gee, you think there's been a bug problem? Can't really tell what they are. There's some that look like maggots, some that look like flying ants. Maybe they're termites? Look kind of big to be termites. And they got that pinched thorax. I think those are ants. Very strange. But you can tell, been here a while, that floor is in pretty bad shape. So I'm going to pop that rubber seal off, I guess. See what's underneath there. Get that cap on. Sweep a little of this crap up. Okay, that piece didn't really seem to want to move, so I didn't want to break anything. I've got a plumber buddy. I'll ask him when I get a chance what I should do with that. Got a little bit of ways to go, and I don't have to worry about the dumpster for that, so I can do that anytime. But the big, I guess it was a 4-inch PVC plug there, fit that perfectly. So I think it's supposed to go in there. That's probably supposed to stay in the ground. So I'm just going to leave that and continue on. Woo! That was a lot of work. If I sound funny, it's because I got my mask on. I don't know if you can see me. Tell you, for this you really need it. It is dusty in here right now, and definitely need these goggles because that stuff went flying. I got most of the shower done. I have to sweep all this up, start trucking it out because I can't exactly move around right now. That's going to be good 7-8 bucket loads. It's really heavy stuff. You don't know how heavy it is until you try to move it. I took it out in my kitchen trash can last time, and about halfway up, and it was, about ready to break. It was so heavy. But no real surprises. It was just done on drywall, so it actually came off pretty darn easy. Just pretty much slapping the hammer flat against it, every few inches, and they would just fall off. Then I just tore out the backing. It was a lot of work, but it was easy work. The ceiling has this like wire mesh reinforcing for the plastic. That's original. We put the electrical socket inside the shower. And they got this reinforced metal strip here, and this is screwed in. It's about the only part of this that uses screws. The drywall was mostly staples. Had some nails here and there that were probably original, and then these single and double staples all over the place. And I'm assuming that was the guy, because it looks kind of haphazard. I still don't know why he did the separate color tiles around the window. There's really nothing special about it. It's just a wood frame most of the way around. But had to be really careful pounding through because it was so soft. Some spots were just like wet paper, and the hammer would go right through, and I'd almost hit the outside walls. That's the living room. That's cinder block. You didn't have to worry about that. That's the bedroom. So I almost goofed on this one. I almost put the hammer right through it because it was really soft, very wet. Luckily, I don't see any major structural damage. I haven't torn everything down yet. Might be some under here. Right, let's see where. Trying to think. This corner.
this meets a corner like that, and this right here on the other side is where the termites were eating away. So I'm assuming when I get through this crap here, I might have some stud damage on the very bottom of this corner. So, but everything else, there's no termite damage. So luckily I caught it in time. They can very easily turn this into dust. I'll show you where they did that in another spot in the house. I mean, it's amazing. Okay, well, that was a workout, shoveling all that crap. I'll take you out and show you how full the bagster's getting. That is it for today. We will finish the other half tomorrow. Just got the drywall, which will come down pretty easy. The floor, which should be easy. And that thing there, which should be easy. Just a lot of cleanup and small stuff after that. And then early next week, I'll just call and have that crap taken up. You know, this is really the only time-sensitive part of the project, just so I can make sure everything that needs to go in the bag goes in the bag, because I only get one shot at pickup. So far, a lot of work, but nothing really challenging. Let me show you here what termites can do. This was done, it's up in my mouth. This was done before we moved in, but we found the damage, obviously. Let me move this crap out of the light. See that stud? That's gone. What you see a few inches up there, that's just like the veneer of it left. It's hollow halfway up. So they just chowed down. And the other side of this is the living room. That's the main air conditioning ducting on the left. That's why it's sticking out a little flush with the stud there. But that's what they do to wood in short order. That's why when you see them, you have to get them killed right now. Got the bagster here. Now this is half height. This is folded down the way it comes. You can fold it up. You know, get yourself a lot more room, but you can keep it down for easy loading, put stuff in. So you can see how full it is. It's probably about halfway full right now. So there's plenty of room for doing a whole bathroom or a small kitchen. They do give you a discount off multiple bags. So if you do need to do a large room and use 2 or 3 of these, it's not $120 each time. I think it goes down to $90 or $100 for the additional ones. So it's not bad. But it's good for 3,300 pounds. There's only some stuff you can't put in it, like oil and tires and batteries. Basically hazardous stuff that you can't throw away anyway. So just common sense. And here's the tempered glass or plastic, whatever it was made of, it broke when I had to fit the big wall assembly in. Just shattered. But not a big deal. It just kind of disintegrates. It's not even sharp. I put the big pieces in. I got some crap here. I just put a free sign on it. If it goes away, it goes away. If not, it tips over and goes in the bagster. I don't care. Alright, well, it's Labor Day weekend, so I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I am going to barbecue some natural casing hot dogs, which I found at Publix. I love the snap. It's my favorite. And have some corn on the cob and some beers. Alright, see you guys tomorrow.